being at a predominantly white school, crazy. So, a lot of stuff has come up that's just been very, like, to me. Personally, I don't find anything, like, too wrong, or too bad about going to predominantly white school. The only thing that, like, I've learned to just kind of stay away from, ignore, is the social aspects, because it's really hard to find, like, genuine people, genuine friends, but that applies anywhere. You really, like, it's hit or miss when it comes to friends and friendships in school, work, whatever. So, like, you can be, like, I guess for me, my problem that I face is a lot of, like, fake people and people that are gonna be, like, so obsessed with having, I don't know, a black friend, or, like, I've never really, like, encountered that, but I just don't want to be, that's what I don't want to be. I don't want to be the black friend. I don't want to be singled out because, like, of my race or anything. And, like, that hasn't really happened, but I just don't want to be the person that you run to when you were being called, like, racist by somebody. Like, I'm not going to be sitting here sticking up for you if if people are saying that you're offending them. Like, it's so hard to find people that are genuine to you in general. So it kind of, like, adds on to, like, the struggle of finding real people when you're, like, a token person. For example, like, if I go, like, it just, to me, it's very, very hard to find, like, people that will really stick with you and understand that you have a different background. Like, I don't feel like my friends don't understand me. Like, my biggest issue is finding people that really understand me and I can relate with. Most of the time, like, people who live in this type of bubble community that I do, they're not gonna be willing to listen to your problems, and they're not gonna be willing to, like, actually sit down, put themselves to the side, and be like, oh, I didn't know it was like that, or, oh, like, I don't experience this, but, like, I'm sorry that you feel this way. And, like, a lot of people won't put themselves to the side in any situation because, like, you don't have to. It's making an extra effort if you want to relate to someone that, like, you don't understand what they're going through. And I don't know if that makes sense to anyone except for me, but I get what I'm saying. So I guess that's the only thing that matters. But yeah, like, friendships are hard to come by. And it's hard to find people that will really be down for you, that will completely understand what you're going through, songs or song lyrics or words. A lot of people you come across won't be offended by them, but that doesn't mean that they're not offensive. Like, it to me, it doesn't mean that I don't feel a little bit, like, hurt or put off by stuff that people say or stuff that people do, because, like, it matters to me. I love myself. I value myself. And when you're saying offensive stuff about me or to me, like, should I not feel some type of way about it? It just, I don't know. To me, it's very, very hard to find friends. And I feel like I'm being so redundant. But it's hard to find friends when nobody really understands you. And I feel like I've said this already. So, yeah, like, you can be whoever you want. You can put on whatever act you want to put on. But, like, when it comes to friendships, like, you have to find people that are like you. And if you're not like them, if you're not like your friends, you're most likely acting to be more like your friends. And sometimes I don't get why people are friends with certain people. Like, oh, this person's not like everybody, not like everybody that they hang out with. Well, maybe it's because they act a certain way when they're not around like public, or when they're not in public. Like, it just makes me think, like, how are you friends with these people when they act like this and you act like that? Like, for example, so there's I'm not gonna do an example because it's gonna be shady. But this is my video, I can be shady. So let's say someone's friend is non-black and they're using the N-word. Because I heard somebody say this the other day. I heard somebody say, oh, well, this person uses the N-word, so it's okay for me to use it. And I'm like, that logic doesn't make sense, but I'm not gonna use it because, like, if you know me and then you hear me saying this, then you're gonna feel like there's somebody out there that's gonna feel entitled to use it because I say it and they know me. Because people are like that for some reason. So, anyway, you're using the N-word in conversational context with your friends, and you have a black friend, a single black friend, and they're like, okay, whatever, I don't care. And then you're like, okay, cool, I can use them whenever. So you come around and you are speaking again in conversational context with friends of yours, with your black friend not in presence, and another black person's around, and you're saying it, you're using it pretty freely, like almost in every other sentence. I don't know. And another black person confronts you, is like, what did you just say? Like, you think this is okay to say? Like, I don't know, I don't know your history, your background, but you don't look black to me. If you're gonna sit here and tell this person, this black person, oh, one of my friends uses it, it's okay. That doesn't sound right. Like, I don't know about you, but that doesn't sound right. Like, I guess it's just me, but that just doesn't sound like a good enough excuse for you to be saying this word. I don't know. But hey, that's the logic we have nowadays. This is why I'm very careful of who I choose when it comes to friendships. Because really, you don't know, like, how people are gonna receive the stuff that you say, and you don't know, like, who you're actually friends with. This is high school. A lot of people, like, really, they're not your friend. And, like, you have to be very selective when it comes to your friends, just because, like, not everybody's gonna be there for you, and not everybody's gonna be riding for you. Oh shoot. Not everybody's gonna be riding for you and rooting for you. Like, there's a whole lot of fake people in the world. And, like, you could have any reason that you want for, like, not really liking people in high school. It could be, oh, people are fake. Oh, like, nobody gets me. Like, there's nothing wrong with not having friends, I guess, because all you're doing in high school, literally all you're trying to do is get a diploma. And, like, if you're not here to get a diploma and leave, like, you're just messing up chances for everybody else. Like, you don't have to find your best friend in high school. You can find your best friend at any point in your life. And, like, you'll be okay. Like, just focus on what you have to, like, do. And if you have friends, cool. If you don't, that's completely fine. Because a lot of the friends that people get aren't really, like, friends of them. Like, they'll talk about them behind their back. They'll talk so much crap, and they won't be there for you when you really, really need someone. In the middle of the night, you're not going to get a text. Like, I know there's a lot of, like, friendship goals out there, but not everybody's going to be like that. And you can't expect a lot out of, like, friendships, especially with people that don't understand you, that don't get you. Like, you can't expect everybody to get you. You can't expect everybody to understand what you're going through. But you just have to keep your head up, and you have to stay confident in yourself, love yourself, because as soon as you value yourself and you love yourself, and you, like, you find other people that can really, like, influence you in a positive way, you'll be going places. You'll really be in a very, like, serene state of mind. Like, I know that, like, personally, I'm not there. I'm not gonna lie and sit here and be like, oh, I'm there. I'm like, I've ascended to, like, nirvana or something. Like, I haven't. I literally changed, like, I changed 3 times today. 3 times. Because I thought I didn't look good. But who was I looking good for? I had to go to the doctors. What? 3 times. So, like, you're not gonna be zen with your life all the time. But if you love yourself enough, if you're positive enough, actually, back up. You're not going to be happy all the time. And you're not going to have the friends that are perfect for you all the time. But you might find friends that are perfect for you all the time. I'm not saying that you can't. But, like, you can't expect everything to be la-di-da. And if you accept that not everything's going to go your way all the time, you're not perfect, but you're not normal. Like, it's not strange. It's not different to struggle sometimes. And it's not different to have struggles. And it's not different to be different. Because everyone has their own experience, and everybody takes everything in their own way. But once you learn to accept yourself and accept your differences, accept your flaws, and really just find people of like mind that you can actually enjoy having a conversation with and talking about things that matter, then you'll be a lot happier in your life. When you're, like, not giving up, but when you, like, stop worrying about gossip, when you stop worrying about, oh, who's talking to who, when you stop, like, putting yourself in this bubble where everything that everybody else does matters, and comparing yourself and trying to, like, one up everything. When you get past that and you start to, like, really live consciously of the world around you, other people's feelings, your feelings, you personally, you can live a better, like, a happier, I guess. My opinion is that you can live happier that way. And you can find people that are like you. That's about it. My mom's right there, so this is ending.